Hey guys, this is Dylan Self with JTech. Today we're going to be testing the headlight and the brake light circuit. Let's go ahead and get to it. Alright, we've got our 02 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Like I said, we're going to test the headlights and the brake lights. First thing first, what we're going to do is we're going to test everything. Make sure, one, do a visual test, see if it's working, so we turn the headlights on. Alright, looks like we got both. And then we'll go ahead and hit the brake pedal. And good to go. Alright. Alright, best place to start, what we're going to do is we're going to go to our battery. We're going to use a test light. And we're going to make sure our test light's working. Right next to our battery, on this one we've got our fuse box. And here what we're going to do is we are going to find the fuse that goes to the headlights. Right there, number 3. That's a J case. Let's see if we've got a standard old one I can test. Okay, I don't have one I can test on here. So this one, it's got a J case fuse, which is a, let's see if I can get it out and show you. J case fuse, which is pretty much just this little block. On these, best thing to do is just take a look right in there, and you see them 2 little solder points. That is your fuse. This one's just a visual inspection style. So this one looks good. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put it back in and move over to the light. Alright, we're going to start by getting under the hood. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pull the headlight bulb out. And this one's pretty easy to get to, so quick flick of the wrist. And connector's always fighting. Got our bulb out. To start, we're going to do a visual inspection. We're just going to look it over, check out the filament on the inside, make sure that spring in there is in good condition. This one looks like it's got a little bit of corrosion on it. Our O-ring down here looks pretty decent. Look at the connector itself. Thing looks pretty good. Remember, always with headlights, these halogens, because this gas, it's very delicate. Never touch the glass with your fingers. The oil on your fingers will blow these things out prematurely. What we're going to do is we're going to ohm test this bulb itself on the bench. And then we're also going to turn the headlight switch on, and we're going to do a source reading of the connector. Make sure we're getting power to it. Alright, what we're going to do here is we're just going to take our bulb. We're going to take our 2 test leads. We got our multimeter set to ohms. What we're going to do is we're just going to touch the little prongs, little terminals in here. We're just going to touch them with our, and we want to make sure we're getting some kind of resistance. Sorry, I'm a bit shaky. But being that we are getting some resistance, means that our bulb is good. Alright, now we're back at the Jeep. We're going to set our headlight to the side. And what we're going to do is we're going to go straight for the connection itself. What we're going to do, again, we got 2 little terminals. This time we got our multimeter, we're setting it to volts. Go ahead and turn on the headlight switch. And go ahead and connect this right in here. And we should see, we're going to connect, we should see our source voltage, which on this one we're getting about 9 volts. Alright, so we got a source voltage. Circuit going to our connector is good. Alright, here at the back of the Jeep, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and disconnect. I should say we're going to take off our taillight assembly. This one's just got a couple screws. Pop them out. The whole assembly will pop out. Should pop out. There we go. And what we're going to do is we know our top one here. I'm going to disconnect this so y'all can see what I'm doing. This one has individual sockets, one main circuit, but individual sockets. We know the top one is our brake light. So we're going to go ahead and pop out that. Unlike the halogens with these, you can touch the glass, which you almost have to take it out. But same thing with the headlight bulb. What we're going to do is we're going to do a visual inspection. We're going to test both filaments, because this one uses a dual filament because it's the tail lights and the brake lights. We're going to take it back over to our bench, and we're going to do an ohm test on this one as well. What we're also going to do is we're going to go ahead and test the circuit, figure out which one's which. I'm going to test, make sure we're getting power. Let's get to it. Alright, so same thing we did on the headlight. What we're going to do is we're going to test our taillight bulb. Again, we got our set to ohms. Go ahead and touch this one. This one. We're going to make sure we are getting resistance. It's slowly declining, but we do got a number. So we're good to go. Bulb is good. Alright guys, what we're going to do now is we got our voltmeter again. And we went and looked up our wiring diagram. On this one, pretty much we've got this one for our brake light. There's white and tan wire and a black wire. Now this one I can't use a test light on because it is ground controlled, which means that the switch works off the ground side. But pretty much what we're going to do is we just go ahead and plug black to black wire and our red to black and tan wire, and we're going to go ahead and hit the brakes. And kind of hard to see, but we are getting about 6 volts, which, like I said before, we got a bad battery. The battery is dropping. So that's pretty much it to test the circuit. Let's go ahead and put everything back together. Alright, where we're going to start all our testing is we've got our multimeter, and what we're going to do is we're just going to find out our source voltage on the battery here. And right now we are getting right around 9 volts. This battery is a little dead, hence the charger hookup. So yeah, we're getting right around 9 volts, and let's go ahead and start the tests.